Right now we're coming up for another race where it started, but I haven't a clue who's doing it. The pigeon post has worked, hasn't worked properly. We're waiting for somebody to come and give us a list. And this is a Premier Mixed 1,000 metres, the first semi-final. So I'll take a look along the line of the boats. Let's see who's going to be doing what. Right, we're just trying to see, match up which race number and so forth, because as I say, we haven't been kept up to date with the information. Taking a little while for the system to work, and we'll be alright by Monday. Right, Poland there. You see they're trying really hard. Very well together. Digging deep, but you can see the paddle recovery is something different from the other crews. There's USA, much more together. Premier Mixed by the look of it. Yes, the Premier Mixed first semi-final. So this is the height of the mixed classes. When we get to their final, we see their times to be really, really quite fast. Who's that in the middle? Looks like USA in the middle. Or have we got the Canadians busy doing it again? That's Australia being left behind a bit. Germany, they're going for it. Look at that, they've increased their rate, getting towards the finish. The rules say that crews should be carrying a couple of spare paddles, and that's why you see the steerer and sometimes the drummer with a paddle behind it. See, there's too much movement back and forth in the boat, that's why it's rocking, and that's a little bit of a break. Here's why you see the paddles shoved down the back of their shirts to carry them in the boat. And if somebody breaks one, that breaks the paddle, which in the old days when we had wooden paddles, it was a fairly regular occurrence. As umpires, we have to go and pick up the bits and make sure we don't foul the course for the next race. So, still a fairly close line. I think that a lot of these races are going to end up with overlapping boats.
So we are waiting for the team manager of Slovakia. Please go to the medal
Canadian team.
Thank you.
Look at that. That's everything about it synchronized. And those arms look like the rods on the wheels of the old steam trains. That's good. Putting the power, and we've got this sort of traditional V shape, and that because the teams have been seeded according to the positions they had during the races. And there's USA, making it look easy, isn't it? Aren't they?
Team USA in first position,
and I can hear them outside now, and the shouts coming along, and we're getting close to the finish. That will be the finish line. Canada, USA, who's got, ooh, wow. Wow, again, we can't say, we wait for the official verdict. Cameraman obviously thinks that Canada's got it. This is the time when they have to really concentrate on keeping the boat steady, and that chap there holding the paddle on the water to stop the boat swaying around too much. That's the time when the safety boats, which I haven't seen around much recently, I'm just taking a look around, that's when the safety boats sort of should be on alert to, in case any crew gets overexcited and rolls down. Because when they get to the finals, sometimes members of the crew will stand up. There they go, there's lots of work being put into that start. And Here we go, and I'm just about to pass over to Rich. So we just watched those close-ups of the start. Yeah.
I'm here with Bob Morrow, the Vice President of the IDBF, and we're just waiting for those official results from the Grand Final. Bob, I know you didn't catch all that final, but I think Team USA won it, and you being a countryman, how do you feel about that one?
It was a good one. It was a close race. It was a very close race. USA won it, and I believe Germany was second, Canada third. I believe that was it.
Yeah.
But I know USA won.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, well, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to give us the result when it's such an important one. We don't want to get that wrong, do we?
No, we don't.
You're going to be presenting the medals for in a moment, are you?
Not this.
And which one is the next event, or are you sure?
This 24.
Yeah. What has been your impression of the whole event so far? I mean, I know we're only a day and a half into things, but
I think yesterday with the 2,000 meters it went very well. Today so far it's been flawless. It's been excellent.
Yeah. I suppose the challenge is when you do something as good as this, then you've raised the bar again.
That's right, and the seeding has been so far very good. Those that have been put in the middle lanes, 3 and 4, have usually been the winners. In that one race, Germany on the outside came in, but it's good, what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. What have we got happening here? There's some lovely ladies coming through with the medals at the moment, and beautiful costumes. Do you know anything about these costumes? Are they traditional Hungarian?
That's what they're supposed to be, traditional Hungarian. Yes.
Yeah. So
quite nice.
Are there any particular races you're looking forward to personally?
Well, the last race, the grand final of the open teams is usually the big one of the day.
Yeah. So, if we just have a look over there, look, I think there's some medals being presented. Look, Claudio is presenting the medals to the juniors, and I think that's the bronzes going out at the moment. Bob, let's just move over here so the cameras can get a good shot of what's going on. And that's Claudio Schermi, is it, from Italy?
Jeremy, correct. He's a vice president, USDBF. IDBF, excuse me. IDBF.
Who's that young charming fella stood next to him?
Oh, that's Peter, who's running this entire thing.
Peter Jarosi, the president of the Hungarian Dragon Boat Federation, who, with his attention to detail and his management skills, has managed to get a team together to organise something of the highest magnitude. We have now got the Swedes coming in, and I always love the Swedes. They're just so relaxed and lovely colours.
They are, very good, yes. And they're surprisingly good, yes.
And lots of blonde hair and blue eyes.
That's it, yep.
Just like my daughter. So they're stepping onto the podium now. It's a mixed team. What a lovely sight, all these juniors.
So U24, they're under 24.
And that's a fairly new classification, isn't it, the under 24?
Yes, it is, yes.
Any particular reason for introducing that?
Well, all the classifications have, but we started with the youth and the normal age group, and then the seniors. Well, the seniors are getting older and the juniors are getting older, but they're not quite old enough to get into the big boats.
So it's a sort of interim measure to give them another, in-between transition classification.
That's right. Otherwise they would be still young and racing the older people.
A bit in limbo, really.
Yes. So this way they have their own competition, and it makes it more fair.
I heard it was because they're young and they might be mixed in with the slightly older ones, that the slightly older ones might not be able to keep up with the partying that they do.
Well, the rule book is in an open race. In an open race, you can have anybody. You can have women, children, men, anybody. It's open, but it's normally the open boat is normally all male.
Do you know, I think everybody by the end of this championship will be humming this Rocky theme forever. I mean, I do like it, but you know when you hear something for a long time.
Yeah, I think 5 days of it's going to be too much.
We'll all have to have some therapy. There'll be therapists around the world counselling people on this this Rocky music.
We'll have to be desensitized to it.
So we've just had the silver medals presented to the Sweden team, and now we have a race, and we're going to go back to Murray Jones for a race commentary of another race that's just started. Thanks, Bob.
Okay. Yeah, so the other semi-final of the Premier Mixed. That looks like the Philippines racing there. The colours of their national flag on the paddles of some of them. Still don't have the official list. There's China, look at that. That's very efficient. That boat is really rumbling. That's on the Premier Mixed semi-final, 1,000 metres. All round about the 4 minutes, something or other. See the cow on the left, that's the Hungarian team. See their distinctive colours on the shoulders. The national colours, red, white and green. But China has got themselves half a length lead. They get themselves a good position in the final. That's the Philippines again. So China, possibly Australia there, and that was this side, number 2, that's Macau on the near side in the green. Can't get the colours from the far side. But look at that, they're off. They're chopping that water like mad. You can see the spray coming off the paddles. I'm quite sure there'll be even more when they get to the final. They haven't hit the high gear yet. We're hearing the Canadian anthem, because right in front of us is the medal ceremony to one of the previous races. But racing is going on in the background all the time. So the Chinese who just tell the time by what they're doing. I think Australian having a good go at catching them, keeping up with them. It's very difficult to keep up with guys doing that. There's one chap whose paddle isn't quite matching all the others when they're paddling there. But they're certainly getting the work put in. And they have to be told, because in China somebody blows a whistle around about the 50-metre mark, and they actually stand and paddle.
Congratulations to
International
Team Canada, Sweden and Slovakia.
Yeah, look at that. Perfect timing for the,
Thank you.
The flashing of the paddles. Although they haven't got it all their own way now. They're being challenged. They're being challenged.
Competition on the race.
Canada once more. I wonder. They're coming up to the finishing line.
Team
now.
China leading.
Oh, look at that! Another. Oof, wow! Who can split that
win?
up? I can't.
Not sure. Very close, China and the Philippines. It was very close. This was the semi-final of standard boat. 1,000.
We're going to get a lot of these kind of races. It's going to be even more difficult to split them when
China or the Philippines. We know, but we are waiting for the next medal ceremony. Standard boat, Senior A Mixed 1,000. Please come. Team USA, Team Germany, and Team Canada. Please go to the Standard boat, Senior A Mixed 1,000 meter championship medal presentation. We are waiting for Senior A, United States, Germany, and Canada. Please go to the medal presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the Canadians coming off the winners podium. The Swedes and Slovakia. Yeah.
Lovely to see the under-24s there getting their medals. Very proud to watch it. And as Bob was saying, that's a fairly new classification to give the youngsters a transition between the slightly younger generation and the full-blown senior teams. So there's another race behind me. I'm still waiting for the results of that grand final, and Murray's doing a sterling job in keeping you up to date on the commentary taking place. And we now have the results of that semi-final. The standard boat, first place is China, 4 minutes 2 seconds. Second place was the Philippines. I didn't catch the rest of that, and but we'll give you that result in a minute. They were a bit quick off the mark with the results for that race. The grand final has been for the 1,000 metres. We're waiting for the final results for that. I'll give you it on the scoreboard. Just behind me on the podium, we've had the gold medal presentations to the Canada and the Swedish team silver, and we're just looking at you above, and the stadium to the side of me is full of spectators, really looking forward to every single race that's taking place today. We have approximately over 50 races. We're nowhere near even through half of that schedule there, and so you know, you're not going to miss out. If you have to go. If you have to go somewhere, then go away, go and do it, and come back to the action, because we are on all day, and we're just waiting now for the next race to take place. And I'm going to whiz you over back to race commentary with Murray Jones. Murray, where are you?
Right, just the start of the second semi-final for Premier Mixed. And again, I don't have the list. I've got to take some time out to go and chase up these people. Send a list down to where we are. We seem to be sort of in a dark corner here. That's obviously Germany in opening sequence. You'll see they'll slow down very slightly in a moment into their long running stroke. I just looked in case somebody wanted to give us a piece of paper. I haven't got that. The Philippines a definite slower stroke.
Hölgyeim és uraim, időközben elrajt goldra nagy döntője a junioroknak. Ladies and
I think
gentlemen,
most of the Philippines chaps are in their army and looking at some of the t-shirts they've been around. And China, look at that.
Egyes hajóban lane number 1 Germany.
Paddles going in vertically into the water there.
Number 2 Czech Republic. Hármas hajóban lane number 3 China.
Canada
Négyes
having
hajóban
to
lane number 4
challenge.
Canada. Ötös hajóban lane number 5
Although they don't probably
Australia.
want to show all of their
Hatos hajóban in lane number 6
all their skills at
Great Britain.
once. That's a fairly determined stroke, isn't it? But that beating of the drum as a sixth boat. So UK, Great Britain juniors here. Oh, it's not the second semi-final. I wonder what they're playing at. That's Great Britain's team. Where are they doing their paddling? They're in the middle of the course. It'll be about third or fourth maybe. China, perhaps Czech Republic, maybe that nearest to us in the wide. They're out of the boat. You've got to get that top hand out over the side of the boat. Get the paddle vertical with it, reaching down deep into the water if you can. Propel the boat forward, and then
Nézzük, hölgyeim és uraim, közben a juniorok majd döntőjét. Let's see the junior
Nobody's
A's
running
grand
away with it
final.
yet. And nobody's being left behind, so that's a great thing. The crew there on the far right,
Itt is
they've
nagyon
got
örülnek a
themselves into
kínaiak.
that
China is very strong.
caterpillar
The
effect.
Chinese rocket
They've slightly lost it on their timing there.
is very
Some of them
strong.
are trying too hard and some
Nagyon erősek.
being left behind a bit. So China are doing the right thing. They're going right down the centre of their course,
Németország egy
their
picit
lane,
lemaradva.
which is the
Team
approved
Germany
way
was a
of
little
getting
behind.
going from start to finish. They've got 12 metres of course there. There's one there who's on the left-hand end of their course. I wonder they're not close enough to catch any advantage from the wash of the Chinese there. But they should be in the centre of that lane that's been given to them.
Kína vezet, hölgyeim és uraim. China's in first position.
Almost as if they're
Mögötte
getting into the other
szorosan
lane.
a csehek. Then close behind the Czech Republic.
The steerer has been having a bit of difficulty, a bit of lack of synchronicity.
A
Or maybe
China
they want to be as close to China as possible to
a
take their guys on to
egyszerűen lehengerlő.
challenge them.
The Chinese
We'll
rocket
soon find
was
out.
totally,
Moving up to the finish.
absolutely favorite of this
Chinese
competition.
arms going completely parallel to
China
the
win!
Chinese.
Kína nyert, második
Chinese are going to be
Csehország,
happy, Murray.
és harmadik, first position, Australia.
Right. Lovely.
So,
I think
China-
racing their overlapping boats all the way down.
Czech Republic and
Czech Republic,
Australia.
it was, yes. And I said they always come up
A
with
dobogó
something.
tehát Kína,
And they came fairly close.
Csehország és
Well done,
Ausztrália.
Czech Republic.
So as the boat marshals cross over the line,
és most
That,
hölgyeim és
that
uraim,
was the end of
következzen
the,
az 1000 méteres
grand final for the
senior
junior
A
mixed
vegyes
1000 meters.
díjátadója. Ladies and
China,
gentlemen, coming up,
first
the
place, I think,
senior
Murray,
A mixed
clearly, and not as long as
1000
the
meter
officials
championship.
confirm that. And we're looking forward to the medal presentations very soon at 12:15, hopefully,
May
or
we
thereabouts,
introduce
for the
Mr.
senior A mixed. Sorry,
Bob Monroe,
it's gonna be a bit later than 12:15.
IDBF Vice President,
The senior
and
A mixed
Claudio
1000 meter
Schermi, also
championships, which we're still awaiting
IDBF
the
Vice
final results for.
Manager.
So that first grand final, we
Welcome.
are waiting the results.
And ladies and
I
gentlemen,
think with these photo finishes, they are waiting quite a while
bronze
to
medalist,
get the
Team
highest
Canada.
definition possible to work, how they can separate those boats. I mean, one of them, I reckon there was about sort of 10 centimetres, if that, between the first two. Coming across in front of us now, we've got Canadians.
But this is the senior A mixed 1000 metres, isn't it, for the medal presentations? So,
Well, no, that was a junior race just now.
yeah, the junior, but
Oh,
these
yeah.
coming out for the medal
They're coming out for
presentation.
medal presentation. That's the Canadians. They would have been third in that one that's coming out first. And it takes a while to get them all to squeeze onto their part of the podium. So, yeah, they're third there. You can see that from the shot now, and that's Mr. Claudio Schermi from Italy, going to be presenting the medals, and Mr. Bob Morrow, who you've just seen on screen. He is Senior Vice President of the International Dragon Boat Federation.
So, third place was Canada for the senior A mixed 1000.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah,
hoping
so-
to be given these results, but we're getting them now from the podium.
I haven't seen the official results yet for those very close races. I'm quite sure there's some people up in the tower getting their computer experts to give them one pixel at a time over the line, and then we can see. But we can wait.
And there is presumably a overall prize for the team that gets the most medals, is it, or the most golds, or?
Yes, we have a Victor Ludorum Cup. That's the great big one that came through the restaurant yesterday, with lots of levels of standard lists of names of winners. So the team that all of these things, you get points for positions, getting to the semi-final, getting to the final, or winning the final. And
We
when
have another race underway. So the organisers' cameras have gone to the race. So let's see what that race is. I think that's race 42, which is the under 24s open 1,000 meters, and lane 2 is Canada, lane 3 is Hungary, lane 4 is Ghana, and lane 5 is the Slovak Republic.
Ghana had not come along. They entered, but they probably had problem with the visa or something, which often happens in different countries. But these teams have been racing against each other, or will race against each other 3 times to get an amount of total time, and then that will decide the winners. And while we're watching the race, the presentation of medals for previous races are going, and we've just got the German team going past us. That's the Hungarian team with the under 24s. Again, they need to see some stills of that action. The paddle recovery should be lower, and the same all down the boat, because they're using up a bit more effort than Slovakia. Again, they're really hitting that water. You can see the boat rocking a bit. I don't think they should be using quite so much body movement when they're rocking, when they're doing that. Is that Macau in the green? That could be Macau in the green, is it?
The green. I think it's Hungary. It's Hungary.
A different shirt.
No, they've got white shirts. Not Macau, because Macau is all green.
There's a different variation on the national colours, I think, for their shirts.
Very difficult to know. I know that's definitely Canada that we're seeing, obviously. Can't get much clearer than that. But as to the others,
they're getting there.
I think next to them is Hungary, but it might be a slight variation on the...
Not the same shirt that we see in the other races.
No. And Slovak Republic are in the outer lane there, to the far right of the screen.
Yeah, the red and white, yes.
So whoever the other two are, well, Canada is between Canada. I think Canada's edging it, but as we've said so many times, from our angle, we could make a judgment, and when it gets closer to us, it looks completely different.
The last 3 meters or so, the angle changes, and suddenly the result shakes itself out.
So let's see if the camera's going to get close enough for us to know which team this is. It is Hungary.
Yeah.
They've got a slightly changed strip, because it's normally white and green, isn't it?
Yeah, with the shoulders. These are vests rather than t-shirts that they're wearing.
But they're obviously doing that just to make sure that we're on our toes, I think.
They're testing us.
They're testing us.
Yes.
Because we've got a competition going with them, haven't we, really?
We've been tested in all directions.
It's good job that we're made of elastic.
Yeah, yesterday more so than today.
Yesterday was a completely different environment, but today is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Team USA are coming through for that gold medal in the Senior A Mix 1,000 metre Championship, but as they approach the podium, the race is coming to a climax.
Here we go. Canada have got this one by a little more than the last races. Dragon's head almost to the drummer, I should think, to that one. That's good. Don't forget those timings. They're going to have a race against each other, and they're going to be the times are added together to get a final result. It's just the time when the boat could wallow, and they should be bracing the boat. The helm on all the boats is the captain of the boat when they're actually on the water. Should the unseemly sort of thing happen, should the boat go over, all the crew members have got their numbers on them, but they have this sort of a buddy system. So if the boat goes over, and when your head pops up above water, you look for the person who was sitting next to you, and you pass the message back before a part of the boat.
well, behind me we can see the medal presentation for that Senior A Mixed 1000 meter championship, and clearly the winners, Team USA, second Germany and third Canada, and what a lovely sight it is. We've now got another race underway, so apologies for not being able to show you any more of that medal presentation, but they are certainly very, very proud, and the music is playing as this race has started, so I'll go back to Murray Jones for race commentary of this next race, which I believe is a Senior B Grand Dragons Mixed 1000 metres.
Hello, yes, I'm back. I'm going to say that once, if the boat does go over, people look for their the person they're sitting next to in the boat, and then the helm, who's the captain of the boat, is the one. Oh, I just seen some results. I'm going to come up with that in a moment. Canada 401.7, Hungary 402.5, so that's pretty close. Slovak Republic 416.3. Yes, if you're in the water, it needs the helm, the captain of the boat, to know how many heads have popped up above water, and the umpires will look there. Part of the boat marshalling area, they count. Each team declares how many people are going to go. Oh, we're standing by for. We've got Uncle Sam's himself a gold, and they're busy singing about it. Yeah, so we've got to know how many people are in the boat, so that we're not losing anybody under the cover of the boat. Yes.
So Team Canada looking proud in the bronze place, but they're having to listen to the United States national anthem, an anthem known globally. It's been played so many times in so many different environments. What a wonderful day for the United States, as they sing with pride, and maybe a few years also, listening to their wonderful music. The stadium is absolutely packed out behind me, as everybody shows their respects to the team. And well, just enjoy the music. Just enjoy that music for a moment. Listen to the crowd.
Congratulations, Team USA, Germany and Canada.
Very, very happy people, and absolutely should be. This is what makes, you know, dragon boating such an exciting sport.
The junior mixed teams.
And, you know, all that training, all that effort, all that camaraderie, the teamwork. It's just, oh Lord, and that's nice. That's so nice. The Germans, the USA team and the Canadian teams all getting together so that a team photograph can be taken with the American flag in the background, and they're being joined by a whole host of other Canadians. So this is a true team picture. And doesn't get any better than this. So we're going to go to another race in a moment, and I think it will be the Senior B Grand Dragons minor final. So congratulations, you're live to the world. What do you think?
USA! Wow, very proud. This is my first gold medal, so I'm very excited.
I know what it takes to get one, but such an achievement.
Thank you. It was wonderful. It's one of many this week.
Keep it up, and I hope you get a few more to jangle. See. Take it. So that was the USA team just celebrating their achievement, and as they leave the podium area, we're preparing for the next race. I believe it is the Senior B Grand Dragons Mixed 1000 metres. It looks like it's under starters orders, and I'm going to go back to the studio just to see how they're doing while we wait for this next race to start. And I'm passing Claudio. How are you doing, Claudio?
Fine, and you?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. How could you not like this?
Races are wonderful and pretty high level. I think that is watching this race here understand this race on the website of the standard how.
Right, Junior A and B open 1,000 meters, and we can see Ukraine on the screen at the moment. In lane 1, Hungary, lane 2, Australia, lane 3, Canada, lane 4, Czech Republic, and lane 5, Ukraine.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the minor final.
So these are under 18. I'm not quite sure about the OMB. Certainly under 18.
Russia, and lane number 4.
And this is the open class.
Ukraine.
Who's that now? Oh, I mentioned a few minutes ago, you can see the numbers on their backs. Ukraine out there on the right. I've got Italy. Why have I got Italy on there? Something strange going on. I've got Ukraine, Italy, not on the list as I have, so we're going to report on what we can see. We've got just 3 crews. Ukraine on the right. Could that be Japan, and then on the left Italy? That looks to me, I'm trying to work out, that could be Russia in the middle there, in the dark blue. We've seen some others in that colour today. Of course, we're national, so it should be, all the teams should be in the same colours, and we've just seen that we didn't have that in the other race, in the under-24s.
We are waiting for the next medal presentation ceremony.
Difficult, I can't tell from the paddles. I thought at one time the paddles looked like they were from the Philippines, but they're not. That could be a Russian stroke there. There's a team called Sturm out in Vladivostok. They paddle like that, but they're normally a bit more together than that. And they, when they hit the water, the whole boat seems to lift. They really thump the water. So I'm not sure where in Russia those come from. But Ukraine not doing too badly now in this crew. But you can see the paddle recovery is a little bit ragged on the right there, the angle of the paddles. See those paddles, well, they're not fully in time, they should be bringing them back a little faster than that between strokes. See just that slight raggedness in the fingers, you see the fingers at the top of the paddles, not exactly synchronized. These are little things that the coaches should be looking for when they're training, perhaps getting somebody to video them doing training so you can put them on the screen and freeze frame and say, look number 4, you're a little bit late on that stroke. And it doesn't matter what stroke you do or who you are, as long as you get that timing exactly spot on. There's Ukraine looking good, they're doing it right. Again, slightly different angle of the paddles going in the water. Russia have got the length on this. Here we come up to the finish line. Coming up, Russia, Ukraine, and then Italy.
What race that was that?
I don't know. I read out something else and it wasn't. So I've got to...
well, we'll have to wait until we get some updates, but sometimes there's just a delay, and that's, we're not going to knock anyone for that, because sometimes it just takes a little while for things to catch up. But we will keep you as updated as we possibly can during this 11th World Nations Dragon Boat Championships, the IDBF Championships. And I'm Rick Smith, and I'm with Murray Jones, and we've close race apart, but we just love racing. So you know that.
I'm finding myself sounding rather like a commentator on the English cricket, a chap called Geoffrey Boycott, who finds something wrong with everybody. I'll try and be a bit kinder. So you see there now the paddles. That's the time when you've got to be absolutely spot on to get that boat moving.
Medal presentation, please hurry. Thank you very much.
And the paddles, the white paddle at the back there is out of sync.
Interesting, in these teams you see a couple of paddlers using the wooden paddles, which I don't know if that's personal preference or just that they hadn't got a paddle. I mean, what do you think that was about, Murray?
Well, people can buy their paddles, the carbon ones or whatever. The carbon ones are, of course, rather more expensive. I mean, they go up to $150, $180. And maybe the people with the wooden paddles are quite happy with them. There is a very strict measurement of the dimension of all of the paddles now, and so you can't have things like golf ball dimples and whatever on them. They must be the exact copies of the ones that we use in Hong Kong. They're difficult, the ones in Hong Kong, because they're very heavy. They're made of hardwood, and the ones that were copied from that, the first company doing that was Grey Owl in Canada, but now there are a large number of companies producing some very lightweight carbon fibre paddles, and the paddlers don't want to sort of spend too much energy lifting the paddle. They're pushing the water. Now here's the results.
We got results, Murray.
Grand final, Germany. This is the list of the boats in the next race. That's jolly good. Germany in lane 1, Hungary lane 2, Canada lane 3, United States lane 4, Australia lane 5, and Czech Republic in lane 6. Oh, that's well spotted. we have no.
That helps us because we're now back to speed, and we've literally, as we speak, we've just been past this race.
That's fantastic. I feel rather more comfortable now.
We're always more comfortable when we know what we're commentating on.
I don't want to think I'm passing you rubbish.
So who have we got? Which lane is that
Ladies
one?
and gentlemen, here comes
Germany, Hungary, Canada, United States, Australia, and Czech Republic.
Mixed 1,000 meters.
This is the grand final.
Here we are.
Senior B. Senior B Grand Dragons mix 1,000 meters. Race 44 grand final. And they're off.
Of IDBF.
And that's the Senior B, that's the over 50s. There's a bit of grandfathers in that race and grandmothers.
Bronzérmes. Bronze medalist.
And you can see, just looking at all the boats there, the profile of where the paddles are coming back. And whilst that race is going on, we've got the Australian ladies coming past for prize and prize giving.
I think this is the medal presentation for the Junior Mix 1,000 meter championships. Just so you know what medal things are going on while this race is going on.
Yeah. They're all working very hard. There's the Australians. The umpire's not so close. It's a very foreshortened. There's probably about 30 metres behind. 2 umpires. They take half the course each, and if there's any problem, they sort of move across into a lane where it might be happening. Of course, the United States. So it's fairly coordinated that the angle of the paddle is all the way through, should be the same, with mirror images all the way down the boat. And it's the timing what gets results. There's the Canadians. And they're making that water back. Nice close-ups of some of these teams. Canada, USA seem to be up there.
medalist.
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
That one there, Canada, USA, Hungary. Hungary still round about. And the Czech junior team coming by, the Czech junior mixed. Some of them look very junior. They look a bit shy of being welcomed. However, back to the race, back to the race. Nobody pulling ahead, it's almost a straight line coming down. The bit on the left seems to have been left behind a little bit. I guess the lane 3 and 4 have got just a slight edge, but Ukraine are up there on the right. They're doing pretty well. Say hello to my friends in Ukraine. I've been there a couple of times to Kiev. We had a European final there, the European Championships. Oh, they're zoomed in again on Canada. A very efficient stroke, not much water being sprayed around the place. And of course, when you're doing the paddle, you've got to make sure that you bring the paddle out clean, because you don't want to start scooping water into the boat. Extra weight to paddle along, and the person sitting behind won't thank you at the end of the race. This is going to be interesting. It's a very close race again. Don't know if we're going to get any more Dragon's Whisker finishes. Could be between Ukraine. Who we got there? That's USA. US of A. Look at the effort they're putting into that. I've spoken to some of these people during the last couple of days and I recognise their faces. They look quite normal when they're on the land, but they're like trained gorillas when they're in the boat. Look at that finish. Fantastic. I think that's Canada, USA, Australia, or is it Ukraine?
United
Just looking up.
States and
That's
Australia. Magyarország negyedik lett.
Yeah, that's another great finish. Canada again. Yep, that's guys are now relaxing in the boat, so that's the time to wind down.
Well, we've just seen the climax of that race, the Senior B Grand Dragons mix 1000. I think Canada took it, but I'm stood at the medal podium and I couldn't see from my angle the rest of the teams and their positions. But we now have China proudly walking towards the medal roster with the lady with all the medals in Hungarian outfit, just about to approach the back of the podium now. And the Chinese team really have a unique style, and it's an absolute delight to watch. And you know, it almost sets the benchmark for how to for paddling technique, because they are superb. As the Chinese step onto the podium and are surrounded by Bob Morrow, the Vice President of the IDBF, and Claudio Schumi, the other Vice President from Italy of the IDBF. They have their flag in their hand, proudly smiling as the medals are put around the competitors' necks. And the other two teams, the Australians in bronze position and the Slovaks in second silver position, look on and maybe dream that next time they will take the gold instead of their medal. But I'm sure everybody is happy to be on the podium. I know I would if I was lucky enough to get onto that podium. Medals are medals, and it is a great start. And I don't know, my heart melts every time I see the juniors or the under-24s, because this is the future of dragon boating. Having said that, as we've said all the way through this program, the age range of dragon boating is almost infinite. We spoke to George Droskoy, I think his second surname was, on the training earlier in the week, and he was 83, still paddling for Grand Dragons in Vancouver in Canada. And here we are at the opposite end of the spectrum, the under-24s, and it's so lovely. for anybody just tuning in, this is the medal presentation that you can see for the Junior Mix 1000 Championships. And now everybody goes quiet. Everybody goes quiet for the national anthems of China.
For the national anthem of China.
Well, here we are with the guys on the podium. It's Team China, and let's see. They're here. There they all are on the podium still. It's China took the gold medal, and are you happy? Give us a cheer. Give us a cheer. Yes. How are you? Say hello.
First place, Canada.
Hello.
Second
Thank
place,
you.
the United States.
I think these Chinese guys are a bit shy, but it's fantastic being down at the podium. Let's go along to the Slovaks. Hello, you're live on the TV. Are you proud?
Yes.
And sixth place, Germany.
Zdravíme Českou republiku.
Well done, very well done.
Yeah.
Good. I'm down with the Australians. Well done, Australians, for a bronze medal. Are you happy?
Yeah, thank you.
You're going to get a gold next time? Yeah, but you've got plenty of more opportunities this week. Yeah, so which part of Australia are you guys from?
Everywhere. Sydney. New South Wales, Queensland. Gold Coast.
Where?
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. Yes, anybody from Perth? Hey?
Some of the boys.
Some of the boys, because my sister's in Perth. Anyway, give us a cheer. You're live on the TV. Look up to that camera. Oh no, we've gone. So we're waiting for the next race to start. There is which camera can I look at? Oh, thank you. We're waiting for the next race to start. We've had a lot of exciting racing. Murray Jones has been superb in the commentator room. These competitors are just something else. Particularly when you see the juniors there, your hearts melt for them, and you know they're going to be around for a long time because the dragon is already in their hearts, and it is the power of the dragon that makes things happen. And this music has been playing all day, and I'm now looking back up at at what Andres, our director, calls the Canon camera. You cannot escape this camera. I'm looking at Angie Yong up there in the officials room, and what a fabulous day! The noise. I hope you can hear it. I hope you can hear us out here because it is a fabulous day. And in actual fact, the weather, the clouds have come over a little bit, and it's actually a welcome relief from the baking sunshine of earlier and yesterday. And this medal presentation that is just completed, the under-24s are still on the podium. It's almost like they're milking it. They can all be great actors, but the real actors is when they're acting in those boats, and it's for real. This is Dragon Boat for real. It's fantastic sport. They're now starting to leave, and it's always a shame at the end of the day when the racing finishes. We may be exhausted, we may be ready for something to eat, but if we were offered another race, we'd all take it because we cannot get enough of this sport. It's a global sport. It's one of the best team sports in the world, and anybody can do it. 18 to 80. Come on, get involved. I don't know how many are watching at the moment, but yesterday we had from 0 to 80,000 globally tuning in to listen and to watch the 11th World Nations Dragon Boat Championships. I'm just coming back to look at the grandstands, which are packed full of competitors. As I look around, the Aussies are still cheering their teams, and I'm just speechless. I keep getting told every now and again to describe what I see, but sometimes what I see blows my mind. And this is one of my proudest moments, to be at such a well-organised championships, organised by the organising committee, which was driven by Peter Jarosi, the president of the Hungarian Dragon Boat Federation, who is also a vice president of the IDBF, and him and his team have pulled together something truly fantastic. I'd like to also thank Andrus and his team in the control room behind us, who've brought all of this action together with us at Believe Sport, and it's the Super 8 group, and you can find out more at Super 8 Group, the super8group.com, and we've made some friends for sure, and hopefully some colleagues in the future. In terms of the boats themselves, just so you know, Champion have been the major supplier of this championships, and I think they supplied over 40 boats, with about 24 of the boats being standard boats, and I think it was about 18 the smaller boats. And I think I'm back in front of this camera. I keep getting told to change camera, and I will do whatever I'm told to do. You know, in terms of the what was I going to say? We were talking about Champion Dragon boats. They have supplied the boats to many of these previous championships, and what they tend to do, because these boats cost anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 depending on the type of boat you get, and they have supplied over £250,000 worth of boats, and what they tend to do is make a deal with the teams to buy them at discounted rates so that they can take their boats back to the country